What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Demon Heart coming back at you with another awesome video. Today's video, we're going to be doing a brand new game called You Are the Judge. Now, I've played this before. I played this for a little bit. I actually do like it. It's a little bit different, but you know, I like different games, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit continue. Alright, y'all. We're going to do I think this is the third one. One, two. Yep, it's the third one. Albert Neuron versus Cobard Prison Administration. Rights infringement lawsuit. So, as you can see, they have 2 seasons already out and ready to go. Season 3 will be released hopefully soon. I don't know when it will be released, but yeah. And season 1, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Season 2, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so 12 in each season, so we're going to go ahead and click on the third one. Alright, y'all. Now that we are in our office, let's go ahead and answer this real quick. Prime Minister was Richard, right? Yes, Prime Minister. I didn't want our first meeting to be about such a matter. I don't quite understand, Prime Minister. The public is eagerly awaiting today's verdict in the case. I have full faith that you will do what is right for our country and won't prolong this issue. Frankly, I don't quite understand what you're saying. Seems I need to be a bit clearer. You won't punish a government institution for doing what's necessary, will you? The verdict in the case will be determined in the courtroom. Making such a request is highly inappropriate. I must have misunderstood you. Of course, the reputation of our country's institutions is much more important than that of a convict. Yeah, and it looks like we can pick one. We'll pick the first one. You now know my decision. We can talk again after the trial if necessary. Good luck. Okay. Alright, let's see what's going on. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go into our email. I have prepared the documents for your upcoming case and left them on the table in the courtroom for you. Additionally, the attorneys are waiting for you in the courtroom for the pre-trial hearing. I would be honored to quickly brief you on the most recent case so as not to take up too much of your valuable time and get right back to work. The case regarding the murder of Cobard Port did find its place in the press, but it got lost among similar news stories. There isn't a clear conscience amongst social media users and politicians regarding your case, and the Ministry of Justice like this are considered quite routine. That's all I have to convey to you. Okay. Let's go to Twitter real quick. Let's see what's going on. Alright. Okay. Let's check the news real quick. Albert Neuron, a prisoner which I don't know if this is even allowed. Albert Neuron, a prisoner who claims to have suffered psychological harm due to being placed in solitary confinement despite a clean disciplinary record, has filed a lawsuit against the prison administration. In his complaint, Neuron alleges inhumane treatment and unlawful implication of the prison's duties and responsibilities. Albert Neuron, who has maintained a clean record throughout his incarceration, argues that he was unfairly sentenced to solitary confinement, which has taken a toll on his mental well-being. He claims that the prison administration did not provide any valid reasons for his isolation, and that the experience has caused severe psychological distress. Neuron's legal team argues that the prison violated his rights by failing to follow proper procedures and subjecting him to cruel and unusual punishments. They assert that Neuron's confinement was not based on any legitimate grounds, pointing to his extreme exemplary behavior behind bars. The prison administration in response contends that Neuron was placed in solitary confinement because he failed to comply with necessary instructions and conditions. They maintain that there was no wrongdoing on their part and that the decision to isolate Neuron was in accordance with the established protocols. Yeah, okay. Okay. Nothing there. Let's check my bank. Nothing I can do there. Okay. Meeting. Okay. Well, we now know what the case is, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna read up on the law a little bit. Holy cow, that's a lot of reading. Alright. Let's start from the beginning. Alright, now that we get it pulled up, we're gonna go ahead and read this. Yes, it's a lot of reading, but fuck it. Actually, first, let's go ahead and put a chew in. I'm gonna be chewing on my Stoker's Wintergreen. So, we're gonna go ahead and put one in real quick. Now, this game is based on... I don't think it's based on American law. I don't know. But, well... I really can't say onto that because, yeah. Anyways, Article 134. An individual or organization commits the crime of human trafficking by transporting people across border... Wait, what? That's on, human trafficking. Okay, we're not gonna read that right now. Alright, gonna go ahead and go to the pre-trial. The refugees in the camps in the country are organizing a major protest. They are stating that they are not at all satisfied with conditions that they are in. Alright. We're gonna first let the plaintiff talk. My client is serving a sentence at Cobard Prison for the crime that he committed. However, in recent days, an action has been taken such as sentencing my client to solitary confinement despite his not exhibiting any negative behavior. The prison administration has abused its authority. During this process, my client has experienced psychological and physical distress. We are filing a complaint against the prison administration for this reason. Okay. defendant talk now. My client, Cobard Prison Administration, would like to remain that there are conditions that criminals must adhere to as stipulated by the law. The regulations prescribe punishment for prisoners who do not adhere to these conditions. Albert Neuron was found to have skipped a meal during the cafeteria hours and initiated a hunger strike, which led to his sentencing to solitary confinement. Starting a strike is prohibited according to the prison regulations, and the punishment is solitary confinement. There is no basis for the unfounded claims of the plaintiff. Gonna go ahead and go to the trial. Don't have to listen to everyone in the case. Yeah, we kind of do. Alright, we're gonna pick this. Okay, fuck you. The lawsuit begins. Alright, we're gonna actually talk. We're gonna go ahead and let the plaintiff talk. Okay. What were the behaviors before being sentenced to solitary confinement? I did not exhibit any negative behaviors in prison. I followed all the rules. Did you experience any illegal intervention during the solitary confinement? Certainly. However, since the witness presented to the court are from the prison administration, they will not mention it. Okay. Did you have any intention to incite a riot? Wait, what about a riot? Never. I never had such an intention. I'm only defending my rights because I believe I did not deserve solitary confinement. Okay. First, we're going to go ahead and take a look at his criminal record. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and listen to the defendant. Alright. I never had such an intention. I'm only defending my rights because I believe... Oh, okay. Why did the prisoner not eat during cafeteria hours and start a hunger strike? The prisoner exhibited behavior contrary to prison discipline and initiated a hunger strike, perhaps in a somewhat amusing way. He aimed to establish a power balance over the prison administration, but you will agree with this is not possible. Is the regulation applied to the prisoner in compliance with the law, or was there any behavior that was not in accordance with the law? And it is entirely in compliance, sir. As you know, there are certain provisions under Article 13 for such situations. Okay. The prison administration has used its authority within the framework of these regulations to maintain order. How is the situation of prisoners sentenced to solitary confinement evaluated? The situation of prisoners sentenced to solitary confinement is evaluated based on their non-compliance with the prison's regulations, and the appropriate punishment is applied. Okay. Witness. The situation of prisoners sentenced to solitary confinement is evaluated based on their non-compliance with the prison regulations. Oh, okay. Can you provide information about the behavior of the prisoner sentenced to solitary confinement? The prisoner lifted the tray placed in front of him and threw it on the floor. Sir. Afterwards, he started yelling, "Hunger strike, revolt, don't be a herd, hunger strike." What was the psychological condition of the prisoner before being sentenced to solitary confinement? There was no noticeable or unusual change in his general mood before. However, I can say that he exhibited more tense behavior after solitary confinement. Perhaps he succumbed to a desire for revenge. Earlier you mentioned the prisoner's behavior inciting a revolt. Was this behavior supported by other prisoners, or do you think it was a planned protest as a group? No, Your Honor. It was just watched in astonishment by everyone. Some were indifferent, and some just laughed. Okay. Very right. Alright, what do you know about the situation of the prisoner sentenced to solitary confinement? The prisoner's behavior was evaluated according to the prison regulations and acted upon in accordance with the law, sir. Was there any situation for disproportionate intervention that would negatively affect the prisoner's psychology? Frankly, there is no evidence of such a thing, sir. To maintain order, the regulations stipulated by the law were followed. What are your thoughts of the prisoner's allegations? Your Honor, prisoners sometimes exhibit such behaviors to escape from their environment. Since I am not fully informed about the events in the current case, it would not be ethical for me to make a definitive statement. Okay. And how is he related into this case? Tied into this case? Is he a psychologist? Is he a prison guard? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the file. Although he did not exhibit any negative behavior during his time in prison, he claimed that he was sentenced to solitary confinement and suffered psychological harm as a result, and therefore he filed a lawsuit against the prison administration. He alleged that he was subjected to inhumane treatment and that the prison administration unlawfully implemented its duties and responsibilities. The prison administration, on the other hand, stated that the prisoner was sentenced to solitary confinement because he did not comply with the necessary instructions and conditions, and there was no unlawful situation. Plaintiff, Albert Neuron. Defendant, prison administration. Okay. Wait, where's Laura Martinez? Okay. Conditions of solitary confinement provides information about the conditions of solitary confinement. Provides information about the prisoner's conditions. It has been determined that the prisoner has not eaten for 3 days. It has been determined that the prisoner has initiated a hunger strike by refusing to eat in prison. Despite the necessary warnings by prison staff, he continued to strike. It has been decided to examine the prisoner in the infirmary due to potential health issues he may experience. Okay. Cannot possess a security threat to prison staff. Inmates cannot attempt to escape from prison. Inmates cannot engage in violent behaviors with other inmates. Inmates cannot initiate a hunger strike. Inmates cannot participate in riot or rebellion activities. Inmates cannot jeopardize their personal safety. Inmates cannot smuggle contraband within the prison. Inmates cannot continuously violate the rules. Okay. Let's check the checklist. The files were examined.
Listen, there's something I must confide. I know I said that it'd be fine. I know I made it look like it'd be alright, but I think I learned my lesson, and I'm not gonna let you out of my sight.
Okay.
You can call me killer, 'cause I'll bring you to the light, and it might taste bitter
Evidence.
when you're answering.
Oh, that's what I already looked at. Okay. Let's see what the law states. Prisoners may file a lawsuit in court against penalties imposed on them by prison administrations. The court assesses the legality and proportionality of the penalty. It may annul or rectify the penalty if it is unjust or necessary. The right of prisoners to appeal and their right to a fair trial are preserved. Okay. No, I don't want the history. Criminal record. Oh yeah, I already looked at that. Okay, cool. That. Okay, nope. There we go. Alright, I don't think... Alright, we're gonna, we're gonna write a fine. Of $2,000. I did not. Okay. The public is demanding an increase in penalties for crimes such as murder and theft. What are your thoughts on this? We should take the public's demands into consideration. And we should. Alright, y'all. That is, you are the judge. We only did one for right now. We may do this again on a stream, or we may make this into a series. So make sure to stay up to date with our social media pages. Let us know down in the comments whether you want to see more videos of this or not. Next week we'll continue to do another game that a new game. So yeah. Anyway, all of our social media links will be down in the description below as always. So anyways, until next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.